לך לקנה של יום טוב. Josh suggested that since it's one of our favorite prayers, and even though it's not included in the Passover Seder, it's especially apropos right now to do a healing prayer. Josh, would you like to lead it or say a few words, or should I proceed? Why don't you say a few words about the healing prayer?
I think in this moment in time, I think there is a lot of need for healing in our world, in our community, and I think it's apropos to add this prayer into this Passover Seder. And if you're so moved, you can go down to your chat function and type in the name of someone who you're thinking about. And we can also just think of the folks who are in need of healing, who are our loved ones, who are in our community. And I think at this moment in time, it's also appropriate for us to think of those who are struggling with the coronavirus pandemic and sending healing thoughts and prayers to all of them as well.
Mishabera Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Valeah Yivarech Virape et hacholim Elna Rifana Elna Rifana Rifana Elna Rifana Mishabirach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Valeah Yivarech Virape et hacholim.
Well, I'm very glad to be here, if here is the right word. It's not what I expected, but though I'm not a high-tech kind of person, I'm grateful, very grateful to the technology that will allow us, if all goes well, to come together tonight. And I'm also grateful to the technology that will one day, and may it be soon, defeat the virus. And to the medical people who wield that technology, and to everyone taking risks, often at low pay, to keep supply lines open, to keep the world going as best it can. When I checked this morning, Wyoming was, I think, the one state in the union that hadn't had a single death in the pandemic, more than 250 cases, but no deaths. So it lifts my spirits and Judith's spirit to be in Seattle and to say that we feel close to you. I try to imagine what heaven would be like. I can't help but think that the distances of heaven would give us space to be ourselves, but not separate people who wish to be together. So we'll overcome distance now during this strange Seder. It's not full presence, I know. I miss our crowd, the handshakes, the hugs. I never thought I'd say I'd miss being in crowds, but I do now. But if for a moment tonight we feel that our Seder encompasses all of us, then we'll have struck a blow for freedom. Tonight, the first night of Passover, the whole world can identify with Egypt enduring plagues, and the whole world can identify with Israel longing to be free from what confines us so absurdly. And the meanings are all there, even if they're somewhat confused as in a dream. Judd will sing a song in Hebrew about the order of the Seder.
Kadesh Uchatz Karpas Yachatz Magid Raksa Motzi Matzah Marok Orech Shulchan Orech Safun Barech Halel Nitzah. Carl, you're muted. He was talking again. You're still muted. I'm going to unmute Carl.
That song's so beautiful.
You're on, Carl.
All right. Thank you, Judd. We don't have to worry about designated drivers tonight, so there's a silver lining in every cloud. But whether you're drinking wine or juice, you should now pour yourself a glass, the first of four, and imagine that the liquid has sacred power, the power to bring you closer to the God who is freedom. Don't drink yet, just pour, and listen to Judd sing a song that means, "Here I am, Lord, ready to drink."
Hineni mukhan umzuman, hineni mukhan umzuman, hineni mukhan umzuman, hineni mukhan umzuman. L'chaim b'tzva kos rishona, hineni mukhan umzuman. L'chaim b'tzva kos rishona, hineni mukhan umzuman, hineni mukhan umzuman. Hineni mukhanum zuman, hineni mukhanum zuman, hineni mukhanum zuman. L'chaim b'tzva kos rishona, hineni mukhanum zuman. L'chaim b'tzva kos rishona, hineni mukhanum zuman.
Page 22. Our story tells that in diverse ways, with different words, God gave promises of freedom to our people. With cups of wine, we recall each one of them as now the first. Ani Adonai, v'hotzeti etchem mitachat sivlot Mitzrayim. I am Adonai, and I will free you from the burden of the Egyptians. We take up the Kiddush cup and proclaim the holiness of this day of deliverance.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bacher banu mikol am ורוממנו מכל לשון וקידשנו במצוותיו ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה מועדים לשמחה חגים וזמנים לששון את יום חג המצות הזה זמן חירותנו מקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ומולדי קודשך בשמחה ובששון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש ישראל בהזמנים. Should we do the Shechianu? All right, we're on page 25, and since this is our first Seder altogether and our first Zoom Seder...
Let's do it, Josh.
Uh-oh, Elliot. Did you break out of your mute? Oh, he's back muted.
I did, and I encourage you.
Thank you. Go back to your mute. You're all echoey. Use the chat function, Elliot. All right, it's our first, here he goes. It's our first of something, and so we're going to do our Shechianu, which is on page 25. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Am I unmuted? So now you can drink, and you know that there are 4 rivers flowing through paradise, and 4 directions, and 4 winds, and 4 forces in ancient and modern physics. 3 patriarchs, but 4 matriarchs, and God promises Moses 4 times that Israel's daughters and sons will be free. So drink now, and there are 3 more glasses to go. And at this point in the Seder, we think of spring, liberation from the darkness of winter. We think of spring fever, suggestive of freedom and love, and Judd will sing from the Song of Songs.
קומי לך רעייתי, יפתי ולכי לך, כי הנה הסתיו עבר, הגשם חלף הלך לו. הנשענים נירו בארץ, את הזמיר חייה, והוכחתו נשמע, בארצנו, בארצנו.
So our first duty involves the blessing of some vegetables which symbolize spring. If you have some vegetables on your table, you should pass them out, and we'll say a blessing. I have some. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri ha'adamah. We can read this together. Praised are you, Adonai, sovereign of existence, who creates the fruit of the earth. You can taste those vegetables. And we think now of the matzah, the bread. When you're confined, you can't always have the food you like. You may have to put up with simple flat bread rather than pampered, puffy leavened bread. But we do this interesting thing. I get 3 pieces of matzah, 3 pieces. And 3 is the wrong number because the Passover number is 4. And so I break 1 piece, and this piece becomes the Afikomen. And I'm going to wrap it in a napkin and hide it, and you should all be doing that at your table. And the idea is that the Afikomen signifies everything that's missing: justice, beauty, the fullness of life, health, and love. You hide it, and it's always the young who find it. We'll read together, and then Judd will sing. Go ahead.
This is the bread of affliction, the poor bread, which our ancestors ate in the land of Egypt. Let all who are hungry come and eat. Let all who are in want share the hope of Passover. As we celebrate here, we join with our people everywhere. This year we celebrate here, next year in the land of Israel. Now we are all still in bonds. Next year may all be free.
הלך מעניין, החלו אבטנה, במצרים. כל תכפין יתה יחול, כל תצליח יתה ויסח, אשתך לשנה הבאה בהרה לישראל, אשתך לשנה הבאה בנכורים.
Bits of matzah, and you know that the bread of affliction turns out to be in the story the bread of freedom, the bread that people eat after the victory of the Exodus. So we'll say three blessings now. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We praise thee, O God, sovereign of existence, who brings forth bread from the earth. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kidshanu b'mitzvosav etzivanu al hahilat matzah. We praise thee, O God, sovereign of existence, who hallows our lives with commandments, who has commanded us regarding the eating of matzah. And you can now taste it. And then you have to put some horseradish on a piece of matzah. It will symbolize the bitterness of the slaves. And we'll say a blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshonu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu al hahilat moror. We praise thee, O God, sovereign of existence, who hallows our lives through commandments, who has commanded us regarding the eating of maror. Wow.
Very hot.
And there's a tradition that you need to construct now a special symbol of life with 4 elements, showing that life combines the sweet and the bitter. So you make a sandwich for yourself, pieces of matzah on the outside, and inside the charosets and the bitter herbs. Everything is already blessed. You just have to eat it. And now we come to a story. We come to the story of the 4 children who respond we come to the 4 questions, which will then lead to a story about 4 children, and Joshua will organize the saying of these famous questions.
Okay, this is our first effort in organizing Beit Sefer students across Jackson to be able to share this is our first effort to organize our Beit Sefer students, our young students across Jackson, to share in the 4 questions. So if you are one of those students, which should include Raviva, my oldest daughter, Bryson Rhodes, Atten Aronowitz, Vivian and Holden Dawes, and Talia Krasnow, what I'd like you to do is come from your Seder table, come up so you're close to the screen. Yeah, we want to be able to see you. I'm starting to see you. Everyone wants to be able to see you. I'd encourage everyone to put on your speaker view now so you're not looking at all the tiles, but you get to see all our amazing kids. I can't see that. And then what I'd like to do is call in time each student. Once it's your part of the 4 questions, Beit Sefer students, reach over and unmute yourselves and then mute yourself again afterwards. Jennifer, my oldest daughter, I know we're bucking traditions just a little bit. We figured since we're doing this for the first time over Zoom, we would ask the older Beit Sefer students, but they're all pre-bar and bat mitzvah. I guarantee you that. Okay, I think we have our students ready.
Who was seeing the other kids? I don't think anything to do with unmute.
He said
Shebekol halilot anu clean she'ar irakot
That's great.
she'ar irakot hal maror.
Shebeho halelo and anu matagli afir behameha afir behameha halai
That's the Mashiach.
Cheteferamim halayla hazeh cheteferamim Shebeho halelo anu oklin ben yushvinu vein misubin halayla hazeh kulanu misubin halayla hazeh kulanu misubin.
Why is this night different from all the other nights?
On all other nights, we eat leaven products and matzah. And on this night, only matzah. On all other nights, we eat all vegetables. And on this night, only bitter herbs.
On all other nights, we dip our food even once. And on this night, we dip twice. On all other nights, we sit we eat sitting or reclining, and on this night we only recline.
Thanks, Faith Safer students. That was really beautiful. And I can say, at least from the Kleyman family, that filled our hearts with joy to be able to hear the 4 questions from different families. Even if we can't be together, it sure feels like we're together right now.
Carl, I think they did such a great job. I don't have to sing that song because they nailed it. Is it time for the 4 children?
Yes, it's time for the 4 children. I agree with you. They're hard to compete with, those kids. So we have as our readers, we have Rachel and Ben Rhodes. This is in your book, page 30.
No, Mom can read from that.
4 times the Torah bids us to tell our children of the Exodus from Egypt. 4 times the Torah repeats, and you shall tell your child on that day. From this, our tradition infers that there are different kinds of people. To each we respond in a different manner, according to the question, the situation, and the need. Are we the participant too?
Sure.
Go ahead.
The wise person asks, what are the precepts, laws, and observances which our God commanded us? In response, we should explain the observances of the Passover thoroughly, the very last one of which is, after the Passover Seder, we do not turn to other kinds of entertainment.
Is this the wise who want to know the service
it is theirs to do?
The wicked person says, what is this observance to you? Since he says to you and not to us, he rejects essentials of our faith, the unity of God and the community of Israel. Thus we respond sharply. It is because of what God did for me when I went forth to Egypt. For me, that is, and not for you. For had you been there, you would not have known redemption. The wicked one withdraws the self from anything beyond the self, and thus from the joy of redemption. When the simple person asks, what is this? Then we say, with a mighty arm of God freed us from Egypt, from the house of bondage.
To the person of open simplicity, give a straightforward answer, for the Torah of God makes wise the simple.
With the person unable to ask, you must begin yourself, as it is written, you shall tell your child on that day, saying, this is because of what God did for me when I went free from Egypt.
With one who has no need to know, no wills to serve, you must begin yourself to awaken the need to give the will.
As in the pages of our histories, so too in the events of our time, in the encounters of our daily lives, these persons, the wise, the wicked, the simple, the one unable to ask, reappear in various guises. To this day, their questions must be pondered and answers sought. The story given life and meaning.
In Jewish communities all over the world tonight, people are telling one another that the Hebrew word for Egypt is Mitzrayim, which means narrow place or place of confinement. And all over the world, people feel more confined tonight than they ever expected to. But the point is that we're not slaves. We're free human beings united against death and illness. But we were slaves. We were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt, and God freed us from Egypt with a mighty hand. Had not the Holy One, praised be He, delivered our people from Egypt, then we, our children, and our children's children would still be enslaved. Judd, Avadim Hayinu?
I'm here. Sorry, Carl. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Are we Avadim Hayinuing?
Yes.
Avadim Hayinu Hayinu Atat Nekorin Benechorin Avadim Hayinu Atat Benechorin Avadim Hayinu Atat Benechorin Benechorin.
Please turn to page 34. Sorry, that would be page 37. We always say we don't just remember the story on Passover, we live it. It happens around us. We are in it. The bondage, the horror, the freedom. My father was a fugitive Aramean. He went down to Egypt with meager numbers in sojourn there, and there became a great and populous nation. Page 38. I took your father Abraham from across the river, and I led him into the land of Canaan, and I increased his descendants. And I gave him Isaac, and to Isaac I gave Jacob. When Jacob and his children went down into Egypt, Joseph was already in Egypt. Joseph had emerged with power over the land of Egypt. There was famine in all lands, but in the land of Egypt there was bread. And Pharaoh said to the Egyptians, "Go to Joseph. Whatever he tells you, you shall do." And all the world came to Joseph in Egypt. After Joseph died, and all his brothers, and all that generation, a new king arose over Egypt who did not know Joseph. And he said to his people, "Look, the Israelite people are much too numerous for us. Let us then deal shrewdly with them, lest they increase, and in the event of war, join our enemies in fighting against us, and gain ascendancy over the country." So they set taskmasters over them with forced labor, and they built garrison cities for Pharaoh, Pithom, and Ramses. The Egyptians embittered their lives with harsh labor at mortar and brick, and in all sorts of work in the fields. But the more they were oppressed, the more they increased and spread out, so that the Egyptians came to despise and dread the Israelites. So Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, "Every boy that is born shall be thrown in the Nile, but let every girl live." We cried unto Adonai, the God of our ancestors, and God heeded our plight, our misery, and our oppression. So things like that have happened to us too many times in history. There would be times of relative comfort when people had stable, perhaps comfortable everyday lives, and then suddenly disruption, invasion, bondage, ghettos, pogroms, mass death. This year, the whole world is feeling disrupted. And though we're always confined by our bad habits, our health problems and money problems, and relationship problems. This year, there's a special collective confinement that we perhaps never expected. Some of us still manage to be happy. Why not? The sky is more beautiful than ever, and after all, life is never safe. But we do want this to pass. We want these days to pass. On page 41, bottom of the page, God heard our moaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And God looked upon the Israelites, and God knew. 44, and God said, I will go through the land of Egypt on that night, and I will mete out justice against all the gods of Egypt, I the Eternal. And God brought us out of Egypt by a mighty hand, by an outstretched arm and awesome power, and by signs and portents, not to a messenger, not to any intermediary or any supernatural being, but the Holy One alone in solitary glory. Page 45. The time the Israelites remained in Egypt was 430 years. At the end of the 430th year, to the very day, all the hosts of God departed from the land of Egypt. That same night is God's watch night. God's watch night for the children of Israel throughout their generations. We praise the God who keeps faith with the people Israel. God's promise of redemption in ancient days sustains us now.
For more than one enemy.
Judd.
Vehi she'amda la'avotenu velanu. Vehi she'amda la'avotenu velanu. Shelo echad bilvad amad aleinu lechalotenu. Shelo echad bilvad amad aleinu lechalotenu. Ela shebachot avador omdim aleinu lechalotenu. Ela shebachot avador omdim aleinu lechalotenu. V'hakadosh baruch hu matzilenu miyadam. V'hakadosh baruch hu matzilenu miyadam.
One enemy has risen against us to destroy us. In every generation, in every age, some rise up to plot our annihilation, but a divine power sustains and delivers us.
This year, we're all Israelites and all Egyptians. We know a little bit more about confinement than we used to. And we know a little bit more about how it feels when something dangerous, something tremendous and invisible builds up in the air and threatens our lives. And we hope it will just pass over. We're creating new gestures, almost new rituals to keep ourselves safe. Our progressive Haggadahs don't ask us to wash our hands in the traditional Passover way, but this year my hands have already grown rough from too much washing. Well, I know people who can't believe in God because there are plagues in the world. And I know people who think God must be weak because plagues still afflict the world. And I know people who think that all things work out for the best because God is very good and very strong. And all these perspectives come together somehow, I'm sure. I know people who say that God stiffened Pharaoh's heart so that he, Pharaoh, would have the courage to do what seemed best to him. His cowardice was not going to be the saving of him. He was given the courage to do what he wanted. And what he wanted was to keep his Israelite slaves and reject the Israelite God. So God sent plagues. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that interpretation of the story. I would say that humans of goodwill, rich and poor, east and west, can unite against sickness and death in spite of all the injustice in the world and all our conflicts, because in this case, we're all on the same side, and God is with us. And so we pour out 10 drops of wine in sorrow for the plagues of Egypt on page 51. You can dip your fingers in your wine cup, and we'll read off the 10 plagues. Dam, blood, Tsiphaldea, frogs, kinin, lice, arov, wild beasts, tever, blight, shihim, boils, barad, hail, arabah, locusts, hoshech, darkness, makat behorot, slaying of the firstborn. And turn to page 52.
אז ישיר משה ובני ישראל את השירה הזאת לאדוני ויאמרו לאמור אשירה לאדוני כי גאו גאה סוס ברוך לו רמה בים מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלי אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
And you know that when Pharaoh's soldiers chased the Israelites to the sea, so the Israelites were trapped between their enemies in the sea, well, the sea opened. And let's hope when the world is in a tight place, it will always be like that. And now, page 52, we have a special song for which we need to know one Hebrew word, and that word is, of course, dayenu, which means it is enough, it would suffice. And we'll read a bit in English, and then Judd will sing. You should, if you're willing, you should read along with us, with Judith and me at your table, but at least shout out the word dayenu. If you're muted, we won't be able to hear you, but we'll know that you're doing it, and that will give us strength. Had God brought us out of Egypt and not divided the sea for us? Dayenu. Had God divided the sea and not permitted us to cross on dry land? Dayenu. Had God permitted us to cross the sea on dry land and not sustained us for 40 years in the desert? Dayenu. Had God sustained us for 40 years in the desert and not fed us with manna? Dayenu. Had God fed us with manna and not given us the Sabbath? Dayenu. Had God given us the Sabbath and not brought us to Mount Sinai? Dayenu. Had God brought us to Mount Sinai and not given us the Torah? Dayenu. Had God given us the Torah and not led us into the land of Israel? Dayenu. Had God led us into the land of Israel and not built the temple for us? Dayenu. Had God built for us the temple and not sent us prophets of truth? Dayenu. Had God sent us prophets of truth and not made us a holy people? Dayenu. All together now. How plentiful are the reasons for our gratitude to God for the many favors bestowed upon us. God brought us out of Egypt, divided the Red Sea for us, permitted us to cross on dry land, sustained us for 40 years in the desert, fed us with manna, ordained the Sabbath, brought us to Mount Sinai, gave us the Torah, led us into the land of Israel, built for us the temple, sent us prophets of truth, and made us a holy people to perfect the world under the kingdom of the Almighty in truth and in righteousness.
אילו הוציאנו ממצרים, הוציאנו ממצרים, דיינו, 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 דיינו. אילו נתן לנו את השבת, נתן לנו את השבת, דיינו, דיינו. דיינו, 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 דיינו. אילו נתן לנו את התורה, נתן לנו את התורה, דיינו, 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 דיינו. Dayenu, 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 dayenu.
If you look at your Seder plate, look in particular at the shank bone, the matzah, and the bitters. The shank bone symbolizes the paschal lamb, the lamb that was sacrificed on the night that the firstborn of Egypt died. The blood of the lamb on the doorpost made the death angel pass over. And everywhere in the world, especially I think in New York, Jews, Christians, Muslims are saying to one another tonight, let that fatal spirit pass over us and leave us safe. The matzah at this point in the Seder symbolizes haste and freedom. We can come out of bondage, but we had better not wait for the bread to rise. Freedom calls. We don't need to be comfortable. Adventure calls. Don't worry about your cuisine. The iron door could slam shut again. And the mohor, the bitter herb, bondage has a taste, a bitter taste. So we turn to page 56. In every generation, each of us should feel as though we ourselves had gone forth from Egypt as it is written. And you shall explain to your child on that day, it is because of what the Eternal did for me when I myself went forth from Egypt.
בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לחיות ולראות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים. בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לחיות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים. בכל דור ודור חייב אדם להיות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים. כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים.
Still we remember it was we who were slaves, we who were strangers, and therefore we recall these words as well.
You shall not oppress a stranger, for you know the feelings of the stranger.
Having yourselves been strangers in the land of Egypt.
When strangers reside with you in your land, you shall not wrong them. You shall love them as yourself.
For you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
You shall rejoice before God with your son and daughter, and the stranger, and the orphan, and the widow in your midst.
Always remember that you were slaves in the land of Egypt.
You shall not subvert the rights of the stranger or the orphan.
Remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt.
Not only our ancestors alone did the Holy One redeem, but us as well, along with them, as it is written. And God freed us from Egypt so as to take us and give us the land sworn to our ancestors.
ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה, ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה, ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה, ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה. הללויה, 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 hallelujah, hallelujah.
Therefore, let us rejoice at the wonder of our deliverance, from bondage to freedom, from agony to joy, from mourning to festivity, from darkness to light, from servitude to redemption. Before God, let us ever sing a new song. Anyone who is oppressed, who is hungry, who is forced to work for unfair wages or take unfair risks, is invited to identify with Israel tonight. Judd will sing the great American spiritual, Go Down Moses.
And speaking of those who are hungry, dinner is coming up in 5 or 10 minutes for those who are timing things. 10-ish, maybe. When Israel was in Egypt's land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Thus saith the Lord, bold Moses said, let my people go. If not, I'll strike your firstborn dead. let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Lord told Moses what to do. Let my people go to lead the children of Israel through. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. When they had reached the other shore, let my people go. They sang a song of triumph for, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Betzeit Yisrael is on page 59. Betzeit Yisrael miMitzrayim, Bet Yaakov me'am lo'ez. Betzeit Yisrael miMitzrayim, Bet Yaakov me'am lo'ez. Hayata Yehuda לקודשו ישראל ממשילותיו הים וינוס הידין ייסוב לאחור בצאת ישראל ממצרים בית יעקב me'am lo'ez. Betzeit Yisrael miMitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am lo'ez.
And now, as we conclude this first half of our Seder, before dinner, Al and Charlene Zuckerman will lead us for the drinking of the second glass of wine. Are they with us?
Al, you need to unmute. We can't find you.
Unmuted.
Okay, try again.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the cup of redemption. With the second cup of wine, we recall the second promise of liberation. As it is written, I will deliver you from their bondage, remembering with gratitude the redemption of our ancestors from Egypt, rejoicing in the fruits of our struggle for freedom. We look now with hope to the celebration of a future redemption, the building of the city of peace in which all will rejoice. In the service of God, singing together a new song, we praise thee, O God, Redeemer of Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. We praise thee, O God, sovereign of all existence, who creates the fruit of the vine.
I think it's dinner time.
I think it's dinner time.
So something's going to happen in 45 minutes with Josh. Do you need to tell us something, Josh?
Stop it.
think he might be muted.
Message for kids. So perhaps your parents or your guardians or your grandparents, whoever you might be with now, have hidden an Afikomen. Perhaps they have not because you don't have matzah. It was in short supply across Jackson. I know that. But what we do have, if you don't have an Afikomen at your home, is we have an Afikomen hidden at the Kleyman house. And there will be a digital Afikomen hunt where we will put our camera on one spot in our house, and you'll have an opportunity to see if you can find that Afikomen. And Mary has promised a really good gift for whoever finds the Afikomen digitally for our Seder. And of note, I had a dear friend in Israel who said, truly the Seder doesn't end. It does not end until the Afikomen has been shared and eaten. So you can negotiate with Mary. It's a time of really good opportunity to negotiate. So whoever finds the Afikomen first in our digital hunt, I'd encourage you to negotiate with Mary. Mary, sorry in advance for wherever that.
So Josh, in 45 minutes, right? The kids can come back.
We're going to set a timer. I encourage other folks to do the same. Set a 45-minute timer, and we'll regather for our Afikomen scavenger hunt at the Kleyman house.
And the second half of the Seder.
All right, Chag Sameach, everybody, and have dinner. You can keep your video going. You can mute it. You can turn off your camera, or you can leave it on. But we're just gonna go about our own dinners now for 45 minutes or so, and then we'll do the Afikomen, and we'll do the last part of the Seder. Chag Sameach.
Bon appetit.
Chag Sameach. Oh. Yay! That's a problem.
Chag Sameach. Love you.
Chag. Chag Sameach.
You all are out on the deck. That looks beautiful. Yay. And then Robin. Okay, if you're ready to look for the Afikomen, whether it's Rayland or the Dawes or the Rose, give me a thumbs up.
You gotta watch if you're gonna find it.
Okay, I see some thumbs up. Thumbs up, okay. This is how it's gonna work, and I've never done this before, so we'll see if it's functional. We're gonna turn off our video at the Kleyman household in a moment. The screen's gonna go dark, and in about 30 seconds, the screen will be in a new location, and in that location somewhere, there is hidden an Afikomen. If you think you see it, go to the chat function and describe where you see it. And if you are right and you're the first one right, you can begin the negotiations with Mary Grossman for what you might win. I'll share one negotiation technique, and there's probably much better negotiators. Someone once told me they negotiated once. They were in a big Israeli family. They once negotiated for a donkey. They really wanted a donkey, and they got a donkey out of a negotiation because the Passover Seder does not end until the Afikomen is eaten. So make sure you negotiate with Mary. Be strong. But she has some ideas of what's possible. Okay, any questions from our kids about how the rules of the Afikomen search will work?
No.
Okay, make sure you find your chat function and you're ready to go. I'm going to turn off the camera in 1 second. And remember, it's going to be a completely new view, and your job is going to be to see if you can find the Afikomen and describe it in the chat function of where it is. Here we go.
It's about to go dark.
see if I am nicely aligned once I turn this on. And begin your search, everyone. Begin your search. I'll move it around a little bit. You can see different parts of the area where we're searching.
This is the box up to the left.
Up here?
Left up there, so turn on your chat. That's it. You have to say it, Hudson.
Up on the left.
You got to put it in the chat. Describe.
I told you.
Describe where you saw it.
Can you just go to gallery?
Put it in the chat.
Yes.
What's around it?
I don't know how you upload it. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
It's coming in. I'll give some folks a little bit more time. See if you see something. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo.
Weird wall or where's Waldo?
Weird Waldo.
Yeah, where's Waldo?
I see from the Aronowitz family, seem to be the first one coming in. Demute yourself on the Aronowitz side. Who was that? Was that Raylan or Atten? You got to turn off your mute. Oh, I'll do it for you.
Raylan,
Raylan, what do you see? Take us there.
I take a guess behind the photo.
Behind the photo?
In the cabinet.
In the cabinet.
This cabinet or that? This one?
Yeah, that one. That one.
I'm going to go in close. Tell me where you see it.
I think it's behind the picture.
Behind the picture? Should we reach in and see?
Yeah.
I'd eat more later, but I can't. My back's bothering me.
Let's check. Rebbe, will you open it up? Is that the Afikomen?
Oh, let's see.
Let's look. It's the split Afikomen.
Raylan Aronowitz has found the Afikomen. Folks, we can continue our Seder, and at some point it will end. You can come down to South Park, and we can leave little pieces of the Afikomen out on our front porch if you so desire, or you could of course, have your own. Thanks for playing, everyone. I saw, who else? We got the Goldstein family behind the bookcase on your right. Eva, you were so right.
I even saw that.
From the Cohen Davis family, up in the left box. You guys are good. Hey, thanks for playing along. Hopefully, if you didn't have a chance to have matzah and an Afikomen at your house, this gave you a little chance to search. I think everyone who found it, Eva, I think everyone who found it should have a chance to negotiate with Mary, okay? So everyone who found it, you guys get to negotiate with Mary. So good work, everyone. Really proud of you all. And hey, Chag Sameach, happy Passover. Eva, you found it too, kiddo. You get to negotiate with Mary. You hear me? Make sure you negotiate really strong. Okay. Shortly, Judd and Carl will rejoin in the stream and start the rest of our Seder.
Okay, we're going to get going on the blessing after the meal. Hang on. Nope, I'm back. I'm on page 61. Shir Hamalot Beshuv Adonai Et Shivat Tzion Hayinu Kechomim Azim Alechok Pinu Ushonenu Rina Az Yomru Ba'agoyim Higdil Adonai La'asotim Ele Higdil Adonai La'asotim Anu Hayinu Shamechim Shuva Adonai Et Shevitenu Ka'afikim Ba'negev Hazorim bedima berina yikso. Haloch yeled uvachol nose meshech hazara bo yavo verina lo se alumotav. Page 62. Rabbatai neverech Yishem Adonai mevarach me'atava ad olam. Yishem Adonai mevarach me'atava ad olam. B'yeshut Maranan v'Rabanan v'Rabotai. Nevarech Eloheinu she'achanu mishalo. Baruch Eloheinu she'achanu mishalo. Uv'tuvo chayinu. Baruch Eloheinu she'achanu mishalo. Uv'tuvo chayinu. Baruch Hu uVaruch Shemo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hazah et haolam kulo v'tuvo v'chein v'chesed u'vrachamim. Hu notei lechem l'chol basar ki leolam chasdo. Uv'tuvo hagadol tamid lo chazar lanu ve'al yechsar lanu ma'azon leolam va'ed ba'avur shamo hagadol ki hu elzan umfanes lahakol umetiv lahakol umechin ma'azon ve'chol briotav asher ba'ara baruch atah Adonai hazan et hakol. I'm on page 64. On this festival of Matzot, inspire us to goodness. On this day of liberation, make us a blessing. On this festival of Pesach, preserve us in life. All merciful, rule over us forever. Sustain us with honorable work. All merciful, may we inherit a Sabbath of eternal peace. Oops, that's the Sabbath. Sorry, cross that out. Make us worthy of the Messianic promise of a world that is yet to be. 65. Harachaman hu yishlach baracha meruba babayit hazeh ve'al kol shulchan zeh she'achanu alive. May he who blessed Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob bless this house, this table, and all assembled here. And so may all our loved ones share our blessing. Ose shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. Adonai oz le'amo yitain. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Let's see. I think it's Carl's turn, but I can't find him on here. There he is.
Here I am. So it's time. It's time for a third cup of wine, and page 67. Together we take up the cup of wine, now recalling the third divine promise, Shene'emar, V'ga'alti etchem bizroa netuya. As it is written, I will redeem you with an outstretched arm. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. We praise thee, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has created the fruit of the vine. Mm-hmm. And now we invite Elijah to our Seder, and Elijah announces a new world, a better world here on earth, and Elijah does not need Zoom to come to our Seders or to traverse the earth. So if you haven't already, please pour a glass of wine and open the door for your honored, invisible guest. we turn to page 79. Our door is being open. Oh. And our dog almost escaped as Elijah.
What page are you on?
We're on page 70.
Okay.
So we'll start with Behold, the last third of the page.
Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet, and he will turn the hearts of the parents to the children and the hearts of the children to the parents before the coming of the great and awesome day of God.
From beyond, Elijah's spirit enters in these walls and tastes again with us the wine of endless promise.
I will bring you into the land, I, the Lord.
Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera Meyamenu, Yavo Aleinu, Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi.
Page 74. I lift up the cup of deliverance and call upon the name of God.
We will praise our God forever.
Out of the depths, I called upon God, who answered me with great deliverance.
We will not die, but live.
The dead praise not Adonai, nor any that go down into silence.
But we will praise Adonai forever.
I shall walk before the Lord in the land of the living.
We will not die, but live.
God is my strength and my song, and God has become my triumph.
And we will praise our God forever.
The stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone.
We will not die, but live to declare the works of God, and we will praise Adonai forever.
Is it time for some hallelujahs? Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah, say hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah, say hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, say hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, say hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Is it time for me to sing a bunch of songs, Carl?
Some songs.
Okay, counting song. Get ready. Page 79. Echad ani yodea, Echad ani yodea, Echad Eloheinu, 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 Sheba Shemaim Uva'aretz, שניים מי יודע, שניים אני יודע, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. שלושה מי יודע, שלושה אני יודע, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. ארבע מי יודע, ארבע אני יודע, ארבע אמהות, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. חמישה מי יודע, חמישה אני יודע, חמישה חובשי תורה, ארבע אמהות, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. שישה מי יודע, שישה אני יודע, שישה סדרי משנה, חמישה חומשי תורה, ארבע אמהות, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. שבעה מי יודע, שבעה אני יודע, שבעה ימי שבתא, שישה סדרי משנה, חמישה חומשי תורה, ארבע אמהות, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. שמונה מי יודע, שמונה אני יודע, שמונה ימי מילה, שבעה ימי שבתא, שישה סדרי משנה, חמישה חומשי תורה, ארבע אמהות, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. יחד תשעה מי יודע, תשעה אני יודע, תשעה יחלנה, שמונה ימי מילה, שבעה ימי שבתא, שישה סדרי משנה, חמישה חומשי תורה, ארבע אמהות, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. עשרה מי יודע, עשרה אני יודע, עשרה דבריה, תשעה יחלנה, שמונה ימי מילה, שבעה ימי שבתא, שישה סדרי משנה, חמישה חומשי תורה, ארבע אמהות, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. 11 מי יודע, 11 אני יודע, 11 כוכביה, 10 דבריה, 9 יחלנה, 8 ימי מילה, 6 ימי שבתא, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, 1 אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. 12 מי יודע, 12 אני יודע, 12 שבטיה, 11 כוחיה, 9 דבריה, 9 יחלנה, 8 ימי מילה, 7 ימי שבתא, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, 1 אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. שלושה עשר אני יודע, שלושה עשר אני יודע, שלושה עשר מידיה, 12 שיטיה, 11 כוחיה, שרה דיבריה, אישה יחלנה, 8 ימי מילה, 7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, 1 אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. Okay, that was the practice run. Now let's do it again. Everybody join in. Just kidding. All right, so after we got through that, we can get through anything, right? For some reason, that song, I like it. It's like mesmerizing. It's like all of Judaism in one song. So let's do the song about the baby goat. Yeah, for your kids, you got to help me do the sound effects. But you can't do it unmuted. You have to do it just for your family. Let's see. Hang on. Chad Gadia, Chad Gadia. This is page 86 and 87. My father bought for 2 zuzim, Chad Gadia, Chad Gadia. Then came the cat that ate the kid. Oh, wait, I gotta do the sound effects. Then came the cat meow, that ate the kid. Bah, thy father bought for 2 zuzim, Chad Gadia, Chad Gadia. Then came the dog. Ruff.
Ruff, ruff.
All right, thank you. That bit the cat. That ate the kid. My father bought for 2 zuzim, Chad Gadia, Chad Gadia. Then came the stick. Whack. That beat the dog. Ruff. That bit the cat. Look at those matzo balls. That ate the kid. My father bought for 2 zuzim. Then came the fire. Whoosh. That burned the stick. Whack. That beat the dog. Ruff. That bit the cat. That ate the kid. My father bought for 2 zuzim. Chad Gadia, Chad Gadia. Then came the water. Whoosh. Water sounds like fire. Oh, that quenched the fire. Whoosh. That burned the stick. Whack. That beat the dog. Ruff. That bit the cat. That ate the kid. My father bought for 2 zuzim, Chad Gadia, Chad Gadia. Then came the ox. That drank the water. That quenched the fire. That burned the stick. Whack. That beat the dog. That bit the cat. That ate the kid. My father bought for 2 zuzim, Chad Gadia, Chad Gadia. Then came the butcher. Ho-de-do-de-do. That slew the ox. That drank the water. That quenched the fire. That burned the stick. Whack. That beat the dog. That bit the cat. That ate the kid. What was that? The other but part two. Zuzim had God ya. Then came the angel of death. Ooh, that. What did the angel do? Oh, that killed the butcher. Hoody doo. That slew the ox. That drank the water. That burned the fire. That burned the stick. Whack, that beat the dog. Roof. That bit the cat. That ate the kid. Thy father brought for two zoos and God, yeah. Then came the Holy One, blessed be God. Wow. That that destroyed the angel of death. Ooh, that killed the butcher. Holy doody doo. That slew the ox. That drank the water. That burned. That quenched the fire. That burned the stick. Whack. That beat the dog. That bit the cat. That that ate the kid. My father bought for two zoos and God, yeah, God, yeah. Okay, getting religious now. Is it time for Carl to introduce something, maybe?
Yeah. Is it yours?
Well, maybe Karaviom, is that what you're thinking? Or the concluding prayer?
A glass of wine? Number
Am I muted? Can you hear me? Oops.
We can't hear Judd.
We can't hear Judd. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I was muting myself. I think we're on to page 90.
Okay.
Karaviom.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
So this is a very mystical prayer because it's about the interpenetration of opposites, that there is a darkness which is more dazzling than light. And when we meditate on the paradoxes of Judaism, of scripture, of the Seder, our minds grow a little closer to that paradoxical light. Page 90.
Karev yom, asher hu lo yom velo layla. Karev yom, asher hu lo yom velo layla. Ram hoda, ki lecha hayom af lecha halayla. Ram hoda. כי לך היום אף לך הלילה שומרים הפקד היום וכל הלילה שומרים הפקד כל היום וכל הלילה תאי כיום חשכת לילה ויהי בחצי הלילה קרב יום אשר הוא לא יום ולא לילה קרב יום אשר הוא לא יום ולא לילה.
So we come now Am I heard? We come now to page 91. Our concluding cup of wine, the fourth cup. And Judith and I, we expected to be in Jackson this week. And then we thought, well, to Israel with Judd and Mary, because we had rooms reserved and tickets reserved and great plans. Things don't happen the way we think they will. But next year in Jerusalem, next year, may we all be safe and free. Page 91. Pour yourself a fourth cup of wine. As our Seder draws to an end, we take up our cups of wine. The redemption is not yet complete. The fourth cup recalls us to our covenant with the Eternal One, to the tasks that still await us as a people called to the service of God, to a great purpose for which the people of Israel lives, the preservation and affirmation of hope. Shene'emar v'lakachti etchem li la'am.
As it is written, and I will take you to be my people.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagofen. We praise thee, our God, sovereign of all existence, who has created the fruit of the vine.
חסר סידור פסח כהלכתו, ככל משפטו וחוקתו, כאשר זכינו לסדר אותו, כאשר זכינו לסדר אותו, כן נזכה לעשותו.
The Seder service now concludes. Its rites observed in full, its purposes revealed. This privilege we share will ever be renewed until God's plan is known in full. God's highest blessing sealed. Peace.
Peace for us, for everyone.
For all people, this our hope.
Next year in Jerusalem, next year may all be free.
לשנה הבאה בירושלים, לשנה הבאה בירושלים, לשנה הבאה בירושלים, לשנה הבאה בירושלים הבנויה, לשנה הבאה בירושלים, לשנה הבאה בירושלים, לשנה הבאה בירושלים, לשנה הבאה בירושלים הבנויה, לשנה הבאה בירושלים, לשנה הבאה בירושלים, לשנה הבאה בירושלים, לשנה הבאה בירושלים הבנויה.
Judd's last song is about the temple in Jerusalem. What that temple would be, what rites would be practiced there. It's not something I can conceive, but I'm sure it's connected with health, freedom, generosity, and spring. So Judd's last song means, mighty are you, soon you will rebuild your temple. Speedily, in our days, rebuild, O God, your temple.
Adir hu, yivne ve'to b'charo, במהרה במהרה בימינו בקרוב אל בני בני ביתך בקרוב בחור הוא גדול הוא דגול הוא יבנה ביתו בקרוב במהרה במהרה בימינו בקרוב אל בני ביתך בקרוב נאור הוא שגיב הוא עזוז הוא נבנה ביתו בקרוב במהרה במהרה בימינו בקרוב אל בני ביתך בקרוב הודהו צדיק הוא קדוש הוא יבנה ביתו בקרוב במהרה במהרה בימינו בקרוב אל בני ביתך בקרוב. Chag Sameach, everybody.
Chag Sameach, Sherry and Finley.
Thank you for joining us for our Zoom Passover Seder. It was wonderful to see everyone's faces.
Thank you from Montreal.
Thank you, Carl, for leading and making it almost like it always is, except that we can't be in your personal presence, but at least we can hear your voice.
But I missed all your personal.
Deborah, back, Carol, Judd.
Hey, Larry.
And thank you from Boston. The hot fight of whatever. Thank you from the Boston, Mass. Neighborhood.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, what a gift. What a gift. All the work you guys did. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you
Thank
from
you.
Cedarville, California.
Whoa.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you all. Thank you, Judd. Thank you, Carl and Judy. It was great. From all of us.
It was wonderful.
Thank you from Melody Ranch.
Nice. Like having you in our home. Look at those matzo balls.
Nice matzo balls.
From Upper Cache.
Thank you
from Idaho. Hey, JJ, nice background, JJ.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Heather. Nice to see you, Remy and Reggie.
You first.
Nice to have a Seder with Sherry and Finley. First one for many years.
Here we go.
Thank
Hi
you.
from Wilson.
Thank you.
Hi, Rose.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, Eva.
Bye, everyone. Thanks very much.
Thank
you. Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye. Thanks, you guys. It
Bye,
sounded good,
everyone.
Judd.
Chag Sameach. Chag Sameach, darling.
Beth, it's so great to see you. She just left.
Lori, hi.
Hi, Judith. Oh, I wish you were here.
Hi, Jill.
Wish we could all
Bye,
be together.
Anton. You did great tonight. Bye, JJ.
That kitty is very active.
This is Kobe.
Hi, Kobe.
Hi, Kobe.
Hey, Kobe.
Kobe, they're saying hi. Look at you.
Bye, guys. This was fabulous. Appreciate it.
Good to see you, Beth.
Beth,
Hi, Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Nice to see you.
Oh, thank you.
Beth.
Thank you. This was fab. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Joan.
Bye, Atten.
Bye,
Okay, you come talk to me about a prize.
That's me.
Well, all of you come talk to me.
Look, I found the Afikomen too.
We're going to negotiate.
Okay.
She trusts me to be accommodating.
Bye, Bert. Bye, Terry. Bye, Paula.
Bye.
Hi,
Kleyman.
Hi, Mary Reichman, or who is that of the Reichman tribe?
We're gone. We're leaving.
Bye, Maggie.
Yep. Now you hit lead meeting.
Yeah.
Hold on, Joan. Let's unmute you. You're
And,
unmuted.
Bye, Joan.
Thank you for everything. I enjoyed it so much.
So good to see you, Joan.
It's great to have you here.
Good night.
Night.
Hi, Sam. I don't see you, but I can feel you, Sam Singer.
Hi, John.
Hi, Charlene. You guys did great. Barbara and Jerry.
Barbara and Jerry.
Thank you.
Hi, Sam.
There's Maggie.
Maggie, nice to see you. Okay, well, I'm gonna go do dishes now.
Thank you, everyone, for a lovely Passover.
Yeah,
But when you switch off, we're going to feel lonely.
I know, it's sad.
We're all going to feel lonely.
Next year, Carl, Jerusalem.
Next year in Jerusalem. Be healthy and free.
All right.
We're saying goodbye.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye, Al. Nice to see you, Al.
Bye, Al.
Bye. Where are the Kleyman girls? Hi, you guys. Hi.
There's another one down there somewhere.
Is there? Where's Revy?
Revy went to go get PJs on so they can search for the other matzah.
The other Afikomen is hiding in the house.
The other one.
All right, everyone. We'll touch base later this week.
Okay.
We have a Shabbat on April 17th.
Bye, man.
Love to everyone.
Bye.
Hag Sameach.
Hug Smack. Bye, Sam. Hug Smack. Well, should I?
It's hard to say goodbye.
It's hard to say goodbye. Just gonna
Yeah,
sit here all
keep
night.
time while we wash the dishes.
She looks good washing dishes.